Hello everybody, we are Skish, and today we are doing another reaction video, but today's going to be a little bit different. Today we're reacting to Ask Japanese, our favorite girl Cathy Cat, on the streets of Japan, asking Japanese people what they want to know about Americans. And we figured, as Americans, hey, why not give it a shot and answer the questions for them? Without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Hey guys and gals on Ask Japanese, it's your flashy fashion reporter Cathy Cat, and today you are actually the one who's gonna get questions. Japanese people on the streets of Tokyo have questions for you if you're from America, and we're gonna go ask those Japanese people what questions they have for you.
何ですか？
なんか店
のが厳しいって、アメリカとか
お酒とかが海外の方が厳しいと思ってたけど、そのドラマとかで結構なんか高校生とかがお酒とか飲んでるイメージがあるから本当に飲んでるのかなって気になります。
そうですよ、確かに海外のドラマみんなお酒飲んじゃうんですよね。日本が結構厳しい。
そうですね、
いると思うけど、ドラマで高校生が思いっきり飲んでたりはしない。
確かにドラマで逆にそれ全くなんか見せないようにしてるじゃないですか。なんか日本で高校生で酒飲んでるシーンがドラマに見たことありますか？
ない。
ある？
Good question! ナイス質問でした。アメリカ人に聞いてみたい。
That was pretty straightforward. Yes, high schoolers do drink. I had my first drink when I was like 17. Yeah, it's very common amongst high schoolers to drink. I mean, at our house, as long as we were doing it there, being responsible, not driving anywhere, my parents were pretty cool with it. And other than that, it's just something most people do, I guess. It's super not strict to drink as a minor here. Obviously, you don't want to do it out in public, and you can't because you'll probably get ID'd. But if you do it at home, you're fine. No one's really going to say anything to you. College, because when you enter college here, you're not 21. Yeah. So what a lot of people do is get fake IDs, and they're really not strict with that. You can get away with a fake ID not looking anything like you, and you can get into bars and clubs. So they don't really care there. At restaurants, if you're like with a parent or the waiter or waitress is just kind of chill and doesn't really care, they'll just let you buy drinks. We had like a little get together at our house. That's where we would do drinking and stuff. And we had a fire, and the fire department showed up, and the police showed up because of our fire. They obviously knew we were drinking, but they didn't really give a shit. Yeah, it was like 2 in the morning, and the firefighters and a cop, whole cruiser pull up, and they walked to our backyard, and it was 6 of us. 3 of us, 3 of the other people ran away because you don't want to get caught, obviously, drinking as a minor. You can still get charged for stuff. But the other 3 of us stayed, myself, Anthony, and another buddy of ours, and they just put a flashlight around. They're like, "You guys drinking tonight?" And there was just bottles of water because we hit all the cans and everything. So we're like, "Yep, drinking a lot of water." Like, okay, just be safe and put the fire out. So if you just do what they say, you're going to be fine. You're not going to get in a lot of trouble for drinking as a minor here. It's not a big deal as long as you're responsible and you're not dumb. There's tons of high school parties where people drink anyway. Yeah, or like if you do get caught with a fake ID, I believe that's a big no-no. But if a bouncer is like, "This isn't you," all right, like go somewhere else. They're not going to do anything about it. Yeah, your fake ID is just used to either get alcohol or get you into bars. You're not supposed to use them for anything else because it's stupid too.
マックがなんか本場っていうか、なんていうんだろう、日本人も食べるけどアメリカ人もたくさん食べるイメージがあるから、マックの食べる量の平均がちょっと比べてみたい。
量するとも行く日にち？
あ、どっち？
How much do you McDonald's? I love this.
両方気になります。
皆さんどれぐらい毎週マックに行く、どれぐらい行くか、どれぐらい食べるってぜひ分かったらコメントをください。
McDonald's, the big one. Everyone knows McDonald's. Yeah, the golden arches. Honestly, it depends who you are. I don't eat McDonald's a lot at all. Hardly ever. I can't remember the last time I had actually McDonald's. It's not as popular as people think it is. Really depends on the person. Honestly, it's all dependent on who you are and what your eating habits are. Yeah, I know some people who like stop there every morning. It's kind of their morning routine. And it's not like they're getting a Big Mac every time. They might just get a coffee or a breakfast sandwich. Us, we don't go there hardly ever. And we live across the street from one pretty much. So it's very rare for us to go. Maybe if everything else is closed or it's within walking distance and we're drunk, maybe we'll get McDonald's.
Yeah.
But chances are it's not going to happen very often. If you're underage drinking and you want some quick food, you're probably going to go to McDonald's. But other than that, not really. Yeah, maybe if you're traveling and it's the only thing on the exit, I'll go get it. Like last week we stopped on our way to backpacking to go get some because it was right there and we had nowhere else to go. But other than that, hardly ever. Yeah.
ペット飼うんですか？なんかアメリカ人の人とか外国人の人ってもうなんか一家に1ペットみたいな感じ、ドラマとか見てても思うのでいるのかなって気になります。
みんなペット持ってる？ペット持ってたら何のペット持ってるのもそれを書いてください。なんかアメリカ人に
Yeah, like a lot of people have pets. Pets are very common here, especially dogs and cats. And it gets, some people have like lizards and fish, but most people I know have a dog or a cat. Do we have any friends that don't have a pet? Jonathan has a dog and a cat. Luke has 2 dogs. Andy has a lizard. Adam has cats. Amanda has guinea pigs. Julia and Josh have a cat. I mean, Matt doesn't because he's in an apartment, but at home
his
has
family
a dog.
has a dog.
So like everyone has a pet.
Yeah, I think pets are so prevalent here, not only because I think just pets are awesome. There seems to be a lot more space in America. I know in Japan, especially in Tokyo, you're really confined to like apartments, sometimes no bigger than the room we're in. So if you have a house, odds are you're gonna have a pet because you have the space for it. And you have a yard. Most houses always have a yard. There's always a these decent sized house that you can get. So pets are probably really common because we have a lot of space here. Everyone has a pet, honestly. It's very rare to see people without a pet. That's the weird part.
Yeah.
に聞いてみたいなみたいな質問考えてください。
なんか全て食べ物大きいじゃないですか。なんか胃もたれとかしないのかなと思いますね。なんかハンバーガーとかめっちゃ大きいじゃないですか。そうなんか
全部食べきれんのって？
やっぱりそうですね。食べきれんのかなって思いますね。
アメリカ人に聞いてみ
Yeah,
たい。
the portions are huge, and that is an understatement. I know in our last reaction, it was with Trash Taste, we were talking about food, and we brought up, what was it, like melt. The portions are huge. There was this Italian restaurant where just the plates are like twice the size of your head. They are enormous.
They're not even like plates. They look like
They're
plates,
bowl
but
plates.
they're really deep plates. And it's full of food. The portions here are no joke if you're coming from a foreign country. Prepare to have a lot of leftover food, or you better know how to eat a lot of food if you're going to visit here for the first time, because the portions really are no joke.
Even like at convenience stores, you can get like fountain drinks. I think the largest size I've seen is like 44 ounces. And keep in mind, 32 ounces is 1/4 of a gallon. And a gallon is a lot of liquid. And that's more than 1/4 of a gallon that people just get.
I think I've seen a 59 ounce drink.
That's a big fucking drink.
Yeah, they're like this tall, they're like this wide, and they don't even fit in your cup holder. It's really inconvenient, honestly. But yeah, portion sizes are huge here. Most of the time I never finish. I really don't have an easy time finishing, so they're even difficult as an American.
I usually do just because I'm a fat ass. Like, I like eating a lot.
Anthony usually eats other people's portions too.
Yeah, I'll just pick at fries and maybe bite their burger or whatever. And they did mention burgers. The burgers here, they get enormous. Like, they stack, like 8 I feel like 8 inches isn't justice. They get big, they get huge, and you can't fully bite into them without like compressing it, and they come with
A knife in them.
yeah, like a lot of knives in them, or a large pick, like a toothpick type beat.
Yeah. Like a wooden stake.
Yeah.
You shove in a vampire.
聞いてみたいこと一つ伺えてください。
やっぱアメリカとかのそういう映像とかそういうものは結構自由なところが多いと思う印象なんですけど、アメリカとか海外の人が見て日本のドラマとか映画ってどう思うんだろうなって思いましたね。
比べてみるとどう思うんだろうなって質問。
そうですね。あんま日本の映画とかドラマってなんか自由、海外のドラマとかと比べてあんま自由さがないっていうか、その決められたことみたいな感じがそういう印象があるので、海外の人は日本のそういうものをどう思ってるのかすごい気になりますね。
ぜひ皆さんコメントください。
I've never seen a Japanese drama or a Japanese movie, really. So I guess I can't answer that very well, but according to like freedoms, I don't feel like I have more freedoms here than someone over there. But then again, like, I don't live in Japan, so I can't really answer this one very well. It's kind of a tough question. I'm kind of having a tough time understanding it. I can say whatever I want about like our president or anything like that. I can say it on social media, and there's really no backlash unless I'm posting a threat or anything like that. I can say, oh, I don't agree with the president, he's bad or whatever, and there's no backlash. I don't know if you can do that in Japan. I feel like plenty of people voice their opinion on social media about political stuff or really anything. I don't think our freedoms are any more than what these gentlemen's are. I really don't. I think they're pretty much the same. Like, we can vote, they can vote, they can drive a car, we can drive a car. I think they're pretty much the same, honestly. Yeah, as far as I know, without living in Japan. I feel like I'm not very qualified to answer this since I don't live in Japan to compare the two. Let's see what the other guy has to say.
質問、お笑いとか漫才っていうかお笑い芸人のやつを見て、まあ、言葉わかんなくてもなんか笑えたりするのってありますかとか、一発芸とかあんま喋んないような、なんか中山きんに君とかユリアン・レトリーバーとか、なんかアメリカ行ってちょっと武者修行したりしてる日本人もいますけど、お笑いの人で喋ってるのは日本語だけど、なんかやってるお笑いのやつを見て、なんか雰囲気だけで笑えたりするのかなっていうのはどうでしょう。
特にコメディは翻訳しづらいものだと思いますので、まあ、逆にミスター・ビーンみたいに言葉なしのコメディは伝わりやすいかもしれないですよね。
はい。
アメリカのコメディではなく日本のコメディ面白いって思った人コメントね。
そうそう、日本のコメディ、これ分かるよ、面白いよって。
That one's tough. I think comedy from any foreign language is not as funny if you don't speak the language. It just doesn't translate the same. I watched a video about Japanese comedy and how it's harder to understand as an American or a foreigner just because you don't really understand the social things around the joke because you don't live there and you don't really live with them. So comedy is really tough. It's like slapstick comedy where it's like Cathy Cat mentioned Mr. Bean. There used to be a show here called MXC Don't Get Eliminated, which was Takeshi's Castle. That was funny because it was more like a physical thing rather than a joke. So jokes are a lot harder, I think.
Yeah, physical comedy is easy to translate because you can visually see it and you know what's going on. Like he said with like spoken comedy, you really have to understand what's going on to get the joke. Even in comedy from the UK, it might not translate very well over here in America or vice versa. It really depends on like the social climate and if you understand everything that's going on around the joke.
次にこれ聞きたい考えてください。
はい、はい、じゃあ、皆さんはどういったところでアニメを見つけるのか気になりますね。なんか私たちだったらこうテレビとかでやってますけど、外国の方ってやってるのかなっていうのがそもそもあります。テレビとか。はい。
Where do you watch your anime? Let us know in the comments down below. コメントしてね。
No, anime does not air on TV here. We have a lot of resources since it is so popular here. We have like Live Chart, My Anime List, Crunchyroll, High Dive. There was Funimation. There's a lot of illegal anime streaming services. So there is an abundance of places where you can find anime. And like Live Chart has what's coming out every season. So it's always up to date what's going on and what's coming out. But as for like watching it on TV, no broadcasting network broadcasts anime. No, they used to actually. We had a thing called Toonami, where on like Cartoon Network is where kind of we watched all our cartoons and Nickelodeon. You could watch stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto used to be on it, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and really, really popular anime like that, but nothing that's kind of low-key. Like any slice of life stuff you're not going to watch. Even Sailor Moon hardly aired here. Ghibli films don't air. It's really just was the popular stuff late at night. But like regular broadcasting networks won't publish anime, so you have to stream them on other services, like he mentioned Crunchyroll or High Dive or Funimation. Like we are now starting to get movies in theaters, which is really cool, but those are very select. You have to go to certain theaters at certain times, and they play for a limited amount of time. We went to go see the Shirobako movie, and myself, Anthony, and our other buddy Luke were the only people in the theater. We had the whole theater to ourselves. It's really popular here, but it's not as popular as going to see it in theaters with a bunch of people or where TV's gonna air it.
なんで納豆嫌いなんですか？たくあんとか癖があるもの。
日本食
あ、そう日本食。どういう感覚でどういう匂いに感じるのかとか。
いや逆になんで食べれますか？
そっか。でも健康なんですよ、納豆ってこういい、体にいいものがいっぱい入ってるのに、匂いですかねやっぱり。
見た目も匂いも食感も味も全部。
たくあんは食べれますか？たくあん。
ああ、漬物みたいな。あ、OK です。
漬物はじゃあ結構皆さん食べれますかね？
そうですかね、みんな食べれるのかな。ピクルズなくはないかな。Guys, if you eat pickles, let us know.
I'll start this off first, because there's an easy answer and there's a complicated answer, I think. First off, those things are not easy to find here. You can't go to a grocery store like a regular Kroger, Giant Eagle, and find natto. It's just not there. Our selection for Japanese foods, or foreign foods for that matter, is very limited. So finding particular ones like that are not easy. So the American public is not really well versed with like niche foods in Japan.
If you even ask like any American that just knows Japan as a country pretty much, they're gonna have no idea what natto is.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely none.
The only really like Japanese foods that people know here is like ramen and sushi. That's about it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows ramen and sushi. They're very popular here. More so sushi, but with little foods like that, you're just not gonna find them here. That's part of the reason why I think people don't like them. And the second fact is I think they're gross, dude. I want to try natto, but I don't think I'll like it. And I hate pickles. I despise pickles.
Also despise pickles. We're anti-pickle here.
Yeah, we don't like pickles at all.
I think one important thing with foods like natto or pickled foods is that in Japan, they're usually raised on those foods. So they grow with those foods. Where here, if you're just exposed to it, it is an acquired taste, and we just don't have that. If I grew up eating pickles, I probably like pickles, but I never ate pickles when I was younger.
I don't know. They just look weird. But I'm sure there's American foods that look really weird, but natto just doesn't do it for me. I'll try it, but I know for a fact I'm not gonna like it. It's just one of those foods that you just know it's just not for you. And that's how I feel about natto.
Yeah, I do want to try it. I don't think I'll like it. And even other pickled foods, like they mentioned radishes. I don't even like radishes in the first place.
I do like radish.
I don't think I'll like them pickled either.
Yeah, it's more like Anthony mentioned, it's really probably because they grew up on it, you know. It's like a Japanese tradition to eat natto and pickled stuff. Here, not so much. A lot of times kids will eat McDonald's, so it's probably where a lot of the stereotypes come from, because kids are raised eating chicken nuggets rather than natto. Well guys, that was 8 questions that Japanese want to ask Americans. I hope you guys liked the answers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any other questions for Americans in particular, if you're Japanese watching this, or if you're just from a different country, go ahead and comment down below and we'll reply to your comment with a good answer on whatever your question may be.
Please go check out Cathy Cat. She has some awesome videos she uploads all the time, and they're all based on asking Japanese people questions. So please go subscribe, check out her content, and that was it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, guys, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.